Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, and I'm here to introduce the Ghetto Tarot. I have done a walkthrough, probably more than one, on this deck, and this is the next deck in my monthlies. My monthly, it isn't quite deck steady, deck familiarity, getting to know the decks. Now this, among the decks in this year's, my 2020 set of decks that I am going through this year, is the one that I've used the most and I'm most familiar with, and one of the ones certainly I have no doubt about. The June deck was the Hip Chick Tarot, which I started working with the last couple weeks of May. And I did decide, even though it gave me some good readings, I decided to pass it on to a local tarot lover, because when I would work with it, it just kept reminding me of her. And so I asked her if she was interested. She said sure. I sent it to her. So I was happy to be able to do that. And I wasn't quite finding a place for it. But this, I just really like. I mean, just to me, that's quite goofy, and so I like some of that. I also like some of the dead seriousness in this deck. And there's a lot of things I like about it. You know, the fact that it's photography and people kind of with bare bones resources are recreating the cards, you know, and regardless of the nastiness of their surroundings. And that's one of the things that I'm reminded of whenever I use or look at this deck, is that, you know, finding dignity in these horrible circumstances. This deck, the images are based in Haiti after whichever disaster. I don't know if it was the earthquake or hurricanes and earthquakes. But yeah, so I have an affection for this deck that I don't ever expect to go away. Not because I have any. I've never been to Haiti. I never thought too much about Haiti, to be honest, and that's a bit callous given the circumstances that have affected that country. But I used to teach English as a second language, and we had a fair number of Haitian people. I think at one point we had more Haitian people in our classes than Hispanics. And in any case, so I got to know quite a number of people from Haiti, and had no idea, you know, I can't remember how I came across this deck, but it's not very well known. The photographer is actually, I mean, is that not one of the most awesome death cards ever? Is she from Denmark? I think. And she was in Haiti for some reason or another, and she's a photographer, and she may even have been there on some kind of photography project. And this is what she did. One of the things that she did. If you decide to go looking for this, one thing to be really careful about is that she made a book out of these images. And so if you go on Amazon, I don't know if the actual deck in a box is on Amazon or if you have to go to her website. But I know that the book was on Amazon in the United States. Also a cool hermit that's actually going underground. It looks like at any rate. So yes, this is my July deck. And so I take this, to me, is a bit of a break in the sense that I'm not going to have to make a decision about it. I can just use it however, in whatever way. Also, the cards are actually considerably bigger than this, and I trimmed them. So I trimmed them down. Is there? Just wondering if there's a. Oh, and I don't even remember. It could have been here, I don't know that I kept that though. Did I or did I not? No, I kept that. So at any rate, they had larger borders. It didn't affect the backs at all, trimming them. So I thought as a little introduction, I would do a little spread asking the, just like pull 3 cards, and I'm asking this deck to say hello to you, my viewers. And just see what it has to do, see how it introduces itself. I guess I'm asking it to introduce itself to you. And I had not pre-shuffled this, and I haven't used it in quite a while. So this ended up being on my list, not so much to get to know it, but to start using it again, because I was neglecting it as an option. I wasn't using it. And the reason I wasn't using it is a feeling of specialness about it. And I tend to do that. If something is special, like I really like it, I won't use it, which is stupid. But there it is. You don't want it to get damaged. You don't want it to get lost. You only want to bring it out on special occasions, that kind of thing. All right. Let me do a few more overhands, and then I'll split the deck. And we'll just see what it has to say. We're going on a journey, and there is some relevance to this for me, in that it's like I've had some decks I've had to let go of that I've been doing my monthly deck familiarity journeys with, and I've had to let them go. So there's kind of things I love, but leaving some things behind and going on a journey, maybe through the ghetto and up into the mountains. It's interesting that they didn't choose to use a beach, given that, of course, Haiti is an island. There are cards that do have shoreline in them. I love the wind visible on the sheet or whatever that he's got around his shoulders. And we could look at that red as passion, so a passion-driven journey. And it's appropriate as an introduction because there's every evidence from the way the photographer speaks that she was on a passion-driven mission when she came to Haiti. Yep, I'm holding on to this deck. And it could also be indicating that the deck is about stability or persistence in the face of poverty and disaster, which is very true. And lastly, the Wheel of Fortune. So I recently talked about in a video where the Wheel of Fortune came up. Was it in one of my screensaver spreads? I think maybe the last video I posted, which just shows how bad my memory is. So, you know, there are levels of development and how you deal with the circumstances that are thrown your way in life. You know, there's the primitive reptilian. There's the, you know, looks like Anubis or something, but you've got a human body and capabilities and skills, but still kind of a primitive brain. And then here you have this strange creature here, but is a symbol. The Sphinx is a symbol of wisdom. So it's like you've got an animal head and a human body, and then you've got a human head and an animal body. So I think it's saying that this deck is about how people deal with adversity. You know, which part of your brain, if you want to think of your brain as a Wheel of Fortune, is somehow represented here. Which part of your brain are you going to react from? And I think it was the notion of the creator of this deck that these people that she was dealing with, which were, I think it was like an artist co-op of some kind, were dealing with their adversity in an amazing way, in a way that kept them from despairing. So there it is, the Ghetto Tarot. I don't know exactly what I will do with the Ghetto Tarot, what spreads I will do with it. The extent to which I'll share it on here, I don't know. But that is my July deck. That's what I'll be playing with, flipping through, using for messages in regards to my life. So I'll probably be looking through it, at least in part, to see, you know, when should I pick this deck up? What is, you know, when I go through a phase where I'm not really using it, what sort of questions that I ask, or should I want to do something, you know, what is this? I think of this as really an all-arounder, but the all-around deck that I generally go to is the Centennial, the Smith-Waite Centennial. So, you know, that's part of the reason people have decks for a given period, right? A month or a week or something, to rotate through decks and appreciate them. But I'm hoping I might find something that this deck particularly excels at or speaks to me about, and that when I have those kinds of questions, it would cue me to get out the Ghetto Tarot. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.